Welcome to my channel, Know and Awaken Your Soul's Unlimited Potential. My name is Eva, and today I want to share a question that I was asked by someone. And the question was, what is vibration? Because I'm always talking about vibration on my channel. So I want to share the answer here, and hopefully anyone who has that same question might actually have a deeper understanding based on this video. So if you're curious about this, make sure you tune in for the rest of the video. Okay, so I'm gonna start by sharing with what I will define vibration as. So for me, your vibration is basically your state of being, the state of being that you embody within yourself and also with the environment that you're in. For example, if you're talking about being in the vibration of love, it means that both within you and also in the environment, you will see love expressed, right? So the love and unconditional love and acceptance you have for yourself, you'll also see that reflected with the people around you, right? You'll be receiving all kinds of love from all different sources, regardless of where you go, because you're actually vibrating or giving out that energy of love. So the world reflects back to you what you give it, right? So if you're giving more of love, you'll receive more of it, meaning that now you'll be in that state of being, the vibration of love. Okay, so the state of being both within yourself and the environment. Okay, if you want to talk about the vibration of abundance, right? Abundance is a state. So abundance then means that you're both feeling abundant within yourself and you're also seeing abundance reflected on the outside, right? So meaning that on the inside, you'll never come to a point where you're constantly thinking in thoughts of lack, right? Thinking that poor me, I don't have money for this and this and this, and right? But you'll actually feel abundant regardless of whatever is going on the outside. And eventually, because that's the state of being that you're embodying within yourself, then you shift into this vibration of abundance, and then now you start seeing abundance reflected back to you, meaning that you'll have abundance in different areas. A lot of people actually confuse abundance and assume that abundance only equates to monetary value. That's not the case. Abundance can come in so many forms. It can come up in form of health, right? You can be abundant in health, always healthy, never been sick and all that. You can be abundant in wisdom, the kind of wisdom that goes through your head and the kind of wisdom that you share with the world, right? You can be abundant in love, meaning that you have so much love within your environment, from your family, from your friends, from your co-workers and all of that, right? So different forms of abundance. Okay, so when you're in that state of being of abundance, in that vibration of abundance, that is how, or that is what will be reflected back to you. So back again to what is vibration. Vibration, I would say for me, it's just the state of being, the thoughts and the feelings that you emanate within you. And again, that is now how you create your reality. So again, state of being that you embody within yourself, and that is reflected to you in your environment. Okay, the second thing that I tapped into is a beautiful analogy just to help you understand how you go about shifting your vibration. Okay, and it came to me in this way. So assuming that you're in a room listening to a radio station, you own the radio through which you're listening to the radio station, okay? But you have no control over what that radio station is doing, right? You have no control over the kind of music they're playing. You have no control over the kind of things that the presenters are saying, right? But you have control over yourself and over your radio. That is what you have control over. So in this case, I want you to look at the radio station as the world right now, right? So assuming this radio station is playing the kind of music that you don't like, that you don't enjoy, that makes you angry, make you sad or something, right? Or maybe the kind of things that the presenter is saying are things that are not aligned to you. Okay, so you have different ways you can respond to this. Okay, so you can choose to sit there and listen to the music and listen to the speakers and keep getting angry, get complain, get frustrated, start complaining to the people around you on how ridiculous that radio station is. But in that case, who are you actually who's actually suffering in that case? Is it the radio station? No, because they have no way of feeling your hatred, right? They're still doing their thing. They're still making their money. It's not the radio station presenter, right? Still making money, still getting their salary, right? It's not the artist behind the music that is being played, right? So the only person that you're frustrating in this end is yourself. By giving into the anger and getting frustrated and complaining all around, the person who's suffering is you. And that's how I want you to look at the world, okay? So right now you have no control of whatever is happening in the world, right? You might see so many things that you don't necessarily agree with, but the way to respond to that is not just by getting angry and complaining and doing all of these kind of weird things, because that actually, the person who suffers most in that case, it's you. It's not the world. The world will still be the same, right? It will never change. You have no control of what other people do or what other people say. You have no way of imposing your will on other people. You can only change yourself. That's how I want you to look at it, okay? So that's the first way you can respond to it. The second way you can respond to it is that you can decide to, leave the room and be like, I'm just going to let the radio station play on the music and just be away from the room, right? But eventually you're going to have to maybe come back to the room, maybe to get something, or just pass it by outside the room, right? To go somewhere else, right? So eventually you're still gonna get exposed to the radio station, and this is where a majority people, or some people, actually end up in the world, right? That they'll see all of these things happening in the world, and then they go into the viewpoint of, what, if it doesn't affect me directly, why should I care, right? Why should I care? Why should I do anything for myself? Okay, they don't want to waste their energy trying to change that situation, because what, it's not their problem. And fine, that's actually, what, I'm not going to condemn that. It's, again, it all determines, you have free will. You're the one who determines what you want to see in the world, so you have the right to choose, right, whether to interact with it, to do something about it or not. Okay, but what I want you to keep in mind is that the thing that you seem to think might never affect you will eventually touch you, whether directly or indirectly. It might not come to your doorstep and affect you, but you will feel its effects eventually, because you're still in that building that's playing that music, that's playing that radio station. You're still in the world that has all this chaos around it. So you turning a blind eye to that and saying that I'm not ever going to do anything is not also a valid way of reacting to that. Because again, in the end, you'll get a result that doesn't really support the kind of state that you're being. The third thing, which is what I would encourage you to do, is that you might decide that, what, I don't like this radio station. I don't like the kind of music that plays. I'm going to switch it, right? I'm going to tune the radio station and turn into a new frequency. So now, assuming that the kind of music that this radio station is playing, that's the frequency that they're sharing with the world, right? So assuming the frequency that the radio station is sharing, right, that the world is sharing, is one filled with negative states, everything that I've talked about, the anger, frustration, jealousy, all of that, right? Assuming that's the frequency, right? So you have the power to decide on whether you want to receive it, stay there with it, or tap out of it. You have the power to control that. And how do you do that? You switch the radio station, right? So changing that radio station, meaning that now you're changing your vibration, you're changing your frequency to another state, another radio station that has the kind of frequency or vibration that you want to listen to, right? So how do you go about this? It's first of all by being aware that, yes, I have a problem with this. I do not stand for whatever they're saying. I need to get out of this. Let me change the radio station. Now, what has the world done in this case? Has the radio station gone away? No, it's still there. It's still playing, because that's the state it embodies, right? But the world has not changed itself. It's you who has decided to change it, right? That's how I want you to look at it, right? Meaning that if you want to see the outside world change, it has to start with you. First of all, having awareness, but you also have to put in the effort to change that. Meaning that you can't just sit there and expect the radio station to change itself. You actually have to put in the effort to switch that radio station, to get up, go to the dial, and actually change that frequency. Meaning that you have to put in the work. If you want to see that outside world change, you have to put in the necessary amount of work to shift to a different vibration. So putting in that work, meaning that maybe for you now it's going within, meditation, doing any kind of spiritual practices, going out to nature, journaling, practicing just mindfulness on a daily basis. That's how you start changing that vibration, by taking that responsibility of, what, I don't want to see or embody this state anymore. I want to be in a different state. So you take that responsibility, you start switching the dial, okay? And the world now starts responding to you because it has no control of saying no to you, because you own the radio, right? You're the one who's controlling what you want to listen to. And now by doing that, now you can be able to switch into a radio station that has the kind of music and has the kind of presenters who have the kind of message that you want to listen to. Okay, so that's how I want you to look at how you embody vibration, how it affects you, and also what power you have to actually shift it. Okay, in the end, it's you having awareness of, first of all, I don't want to feel this kind of vibration anymore. I don't want to feel to be in this state of being. Awareness is always the first thing. Once you have awareness, go within to ask yourself, what is my next best step? Okay, because your guidance will always be there for you. The minute you say, you know what, God, angels, spirit guides, whatever you believe in, I need help, I need to get out of this vibration, you're going to be given an answer to that. So once you're given an answer to that, you have to put in the effort. You can't assume that just because you've asked for help, that, you know, something magically is going to happen on the outside and then, you know, abracadabra, you've switched to a new vibrational state. No, you have to put in the effort, meaning that once you're given the tools to shift out of it, you have to put in the work of actually doing the work to get yourself out of those states that you no longer want to embody, and actually putting that into practice. And then now eventually you will land in a state that embodies the state that you want to be in going forward, right? So never look at the situation in the world thinking that you have the power to control how other people are acting in it. You have zero control over that. But you have control over yourself and how you respond to that situation, okay? So in the next video, I'm going to be sharing how, in this analogy, how does it affect the people around you, okay? And how your vibration and you changing your vibration affects the people around you. So if you're curious about this, make sure you don't miss my next week's video. And to say thank you so much for tuning into this video this far. My work is fully inspired by helping to shift people out of these negative states of being and get them tapped into their highest potential. First of all, by having that inner sense of calmness, inner sense of serenity within themselves, because once they're able to tap into those inner states of being that supports their highest vibration, they can now start changing the world around them. So for me, my gift to you is to help you access those states within you. And I've prepared a beautiful meditation, a quantum flow meditation, to help you with this. So if you're curious about this and maybe you struggle with it, stress and anxiety and frustration and all that on a daily basis, this beautiful meditation, which will just take you a couple of minutes, is a beautiful way to help you shift out of this vibration and help you claim the states of calmness and bliss and serenity so that you can create that reality for yourself from the outside. So you can check out the link to that in the description box down below. And again, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet subscribed, and also click on the notification bell that's next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any content I share on a weekly basis. And just to share with you on how I can actually help you tap into your highest, best state of being, because a lot of people are seriously stuck in their old stories. They've been victims of their past trauma, of their emotional wounds, of their past patterns, and they keep on repeating the same patterns because they have no awareness of how they're creating those patterns, right? No awareness of how they're creating it, and also no awareness of how to shift out of these patterns. So I do work with two modalities, one of which is based on working with the Akashic Records. So the Akashic Records, the modality is called soul realignment. So with the soul realignment session, what you will expect is to actually reconnect with the true self. Get to your soul identity. Who are you at soul level? Who are you created to be? Because don't ever be confused that your physical being is all that there is to you, right? There is so much more behind this physical being. That state, that consciousness that runs your physical body. I help you determine your soul identity, its identity, who it was created to be, the gifts, the unique gifts that you were given by God to leverage to create a better human experience for yourself. You also get to determine your soul story, right? Your soul story is basically the mistakes that you made in a past life that you're still repeating right now because you have no awareness of how you're repeating the same patterns. So if you're curious about this and you're so tired of attracting the same kind of people, attracting the same kind of experiences over and over again, maybe you like to get to the root cause of this so that you can shift out of it. Because if you have no awareness of what the problem is, you'll never be able to fix it. You'll always be tapping into band-aid solutions, right? And those are never permanent, right? So if you're really curious about getting rid of all these experiences, all of this, and healing yourself on an energetic level, you can do that to the soul element reading. The second modality I work with is called quantum flow. So quantum flow is all about rewiring your body on a physical, mental, emotional well-being, right? So it actually works with breathwork, sound, and movement to help you rewire your nervous system. A lot of our past stories, a lot of our past traumas are stuck in our body and recorded within our nervous system. And a lot of people find themselves getting so triggered by things that happened to them in the past because they keep on recreating the same circumstances because that is what their body remembers. It doesn't matter if maybe you've been working on your mind for years and years and years and years. Yes, the mindset thing could work, but you find for most people it takes such a long time. Or for some people it doesn't even work at all, so they'll find themselves that yes, I meditate, yes, I do all of these things, but nothing is really shifting on the outside world. So there's a reason to that. If you're not working to rewire your body as well, which is what quantum flow offers to you, then you'll constantly find yourself repeating and getting triggered by your past experiences. So if you're curious about how to rewire your nervous system so that you can actually reconnect to your higher state of being, and again, your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual well-being, if you actually want to open up that channel so that you can receive higher guidance from your higher self, from your guides, very easily within you, because a lot of people, again, not open to that because a lot of their channels within their body are blocked. So even receiving that guidance, it's difficult for them. So if you're curious about this and maybe you would want to experience a quantum flow session with me, you can check out the link down below in the description box, or you can go ahead and book a discovery call if you have more questions about this, and I will share my insights with you. Or if you want to go deeper, you can also connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and ask any question that you have. For now, I hope that I will get to meet you on the other end if you're watching this video, and help you in whatever way so that you can really tap into your highest potential, because that is what I desire to see in the world. So if I can help you with that, I'll be more than happy to help you with that. So thank you again for tuning in, and I hope I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.